We are back with part two. In part one, we finished. Well, we finished the spikes, the ears, and the overall shape of the head. Now we're actually going to put the detail onto that. So we got my peach right here to go in the ears. By the way, just a note of color. I know that, or typically for me, I would not sculpt modern Sonic in this type of blue. This to me is more like a classic Sonic blue, but I didn't have any darker blue. But just for preference, if you're actually going to hardcore sculpt the modern Sonic, then I would recommend a darker blue just because it would look like, more game authentic. That's what I always try to strive for when I do my clay models, is to make it look as exact to the in-game model that it can possibly be, regardless if it's SA2 or Sonic Adventure or Sonic Colors or whatever. Alright, so for the inside of the ear, we're going to do the same thing as the outside, which, well, I guess I'll show you guys again. It's going to be smaller though. We get Peach right there. Going to roll it into a circle, which I kind of already did. Then we're gonna flatten it out like such, pinch the top, press down from the bottom, and you can't see it, but it made a triangle. And then we're gonna flatten the front, and then it gets flat. Then we're gonna put that in his ear like so. Even though, personally, for me, I think I made that a little big, but yeah, make sure that the peach does not overpower the rest of the blue, because that really bothers me when it's like, oh, you can't see the rest of the blue of the ear because the peach is too strong. So, alright, cool, that looks pretty good. Do the same thing for the other side, because that's how it goes. Mostly two of everything on Sonic. Same thing. Bam, there we go. Two ears on Sonic. Alright, now I'm gonna do the mouthpiece, which I still don't know what to call it. I'm gonna call it a muzzle at this point, because it's not a mouth, but it's like, it's down by where a mouth would be. Alright, so for this one, the mouth muzzle thing is kind of like ridged, as we all know from the other tutorials I've done and super sketching episodes I've drawn and how I've whatever. So circle again. I flatten it, or I roll it out into a longer piece, and then flatten it so it's like a flat oval like that. And then I take the sides and pinch them down and flatten them out. So you get a little, just a slight ridge. See, it's going like up. That's what I do. And then I would stick that right at the bottom of the face. Classic Sonic, I would say, is more like up top there, but modern Sonic, it's down a little bit more like that. And then kind of just push it on, because you can't really use toothpicks for that. So that's essentially the muzzle part. And I don't know how far down you want it. Kind of personal preference, and again, based on whatever artwork you're using, but that's essentially that's that. Alright, so we did that. I'm going to do the eyes next, because I think that would be the next logical thing to do, aside from, because we can't really do the mouth now, because that'll just get smudged, and we can't do the eyeballs until we do like the overall shape of the eyes. So Sonic's eyes are, as most of you guys know, really kind of weird. So how I'm gonna do this, or how I've been doing it, is I essentially make a circle, kind of flatten it out, like most of the stuff, fold it up like that, and then press it down and flatten it. And then when it's like that, I kind of do some sculpting in midair. It actually is in midair, like not just for this tutorial. When I do this, it's usually in midair, like that. And then this is probably going to be too big by a long shot. It's actually not too bad, but if you want to make it look more like, hey, that peach fell off, that wasn't cool. Not good for this video. I gotta make sure that's on. Alright, yeah. So once you do it once, you might want to just try it again. I mean, just to make sure that you got a good shape down, because I think the eyes are probably one of the most, like, quintessential things that make any Sonic clay figure look good. Like, if you mess up the eyes, then you mess up the whole figure, you know. Because the eyes are, yeah. Alright. I always have trouble trying to figure out how, like, thick I should make them or how long I should make them going across. I think on the clay it's actually a little bit easier to tell based on where you put your ears and stuff. Like, see, if you look at that side, oh, I wasn't doing it on the camera, but if you look at that side, I'm gonna back up. That side looks really good, but even with this side down, see, it doesn't really look good across, and it's a little too high on that side. So you kind of have to make adjustments based on where you place things, and then you can kind of just work it into the surface. Make sure you leave that little like slit right in the middle of his eyes, because you need that in Sonic. You have to make sure that little slit is like distinguishable, because again, eyes I think are the most important part of Sonic. Alright, so that's essentially the white part of his eyes. We will do the pupils and stuff once I'm done trying to make this look as good as it can get. Alright, I think it looks pretty good for right now. Alright, this is going to be... Well, actually, I don't know if I've actually done this in any other video. I don't think I have. Except maybe for SPO. I think I did do it for SPO. Maybe Shadow. We're going to add the color to the back of his eyes. So, the best way I could think to do this is to get the color, which is green, because this is modern Sonic and not Supersonic or anything. Get the green, and you don't want this to be too thick when you do it, because if you do it too thick, you're going to get, like, between the green and the black we put on, you're going to get eyes, like, out to here. You don't want that. You want them as close to the surface and to be as flat as possible. So take a small piece of green, roll it out, and flatten it into a small, you know, small green piece like that. Then put it on his eyes. What you might want to do for this one is something to make sure of, is to make sure that you know how Sonic's eyes kind of get cut off at the top because they're like, you know, like they're like 90% of like an oval, and then they get cut at the top when he's like looking or whatever. You might want to make sure you do that for this one. Is that it's not just a complete circle. You want to get a little cut off at the top, because he'll really look like modern Sonic then. And I should have brought some toothpicks, but I did not. Man, I always forget about those things, but they're one of the most important tools in sculpting. For me, anyway. And I'll probably have to go get some. We might need some later. And then do the same thing again. I don't know if that's too big or not. That's kind of big. Alright. Nah, it's too small. Man, these eyes. Alright. And they dropped it, and it's right under my tripod. Wow, what luck is this? Come on here. Sculpting a Sonic, this shouldn't be rocket science. Alright, well, this gives you time to kind of look at your Sonic and adjust if you need to adjust it. Alright, same thing. Put it on. Actually, I kind of like that, how he's looking off to the side. I'm going to leave that off to the side like that, because I think it looks kind of cool. And especially after all the Sonics I've sculpted over the past, like, 10 years, I kind of want to do that. So, but again, you would just kind of put that eye right, like, where this eye is, making sure there's enough room in the middle for that little bend in the eye. And see, we didn't like make it too far off from like the flat surface. So, oh, we're actually not done with the eye anyway. We still have to put the black part of the eye in. So, same thing as the green, but we put the green down first because it'll be a lot easier to just overwrite the green. Overwrite the green. We're saving to a memory card in Salade. Alright, so the black, just right over the green. And like the ears, oh, that was perfect. Like the ears, you don't want there to be too much black over the green, because then you won't see any of the green. And That'll bother me. Right like that. See, you get the black over the green. That's really good. And like I said, just do the same thing as we did for the green of the eyes, but now it's just with black. And like I said, I was gonna make mine looking to the side, so. And also, while making sure you don't have too much black, I guess you want to make sure you don't have too much green either, because like if you notice that, it looks kind of like there's like a lot of like overbleed of like the green here, and it looks really weird. So something like that. We'll do the nose to finish this up, and then we can probably do the mouth, because I really don't want to make a whole nother part just for the mouth. The nose is, again, circle, flattening it out, and then we get that long piece, just pinch it at the bottom, kind of. Don't push all the way, but just kind of push a little bit at the front. That's a nose. It's a little too big for my liking, but. And then you can put it right in the middle of his face, because this is modern Sonic after all. Alright, the mouth. It's gonna be kind of hard to like show, but you're just gonna make a really thin piece and kind of just make it as skinny as you can. And then it's right on my thumb. Then you just gotta put it on. And I'm kind of gonna fold the top over just to make it look a little cooler. There we go. There we go. There we go. Alright, that is, I was going to put some little shines in the eyes, but I don't think this one needs it because we have the green. It might actually distract from the eyes or whatever. So there we go. There is modern Sonic spikes, ears, eyes, nose, mouth, and head, and everything else. So there we go. That was the end of part 2. We completed the head. Part 3 will be the body, and it continues next. So thanks for watching, guys, and stick around for part 3.